And good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. Let us go via Zoom to the Pope Memorial Library and say good morning to Haley Torrey. Haley, how are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I am doing great, thank you. I have to spill the beans that you're not actually at the library, but
Yes.
it's a great backdrop for a library setting here. And so, what is your responsibilities there at the library?
So I am the assistant director at the Pope Memorial Library, which means that I am second in command at the library. It's my job to manage the staff and the volunteers and essentially do anything that Andrea tells me to.
Well, there you go. I'm sure that Andrea doesn't. She doesn't wield with an iron fist there. I think it's a lot of fun there at the library. And
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
so you're enjoying the new library, all the new spread. I saw you just got some new murals there, and
Yes.
really, it's an amazing place. If people haven't been, I used to always say that, prior to the expansion, just got to go in and take a look around. But now even more so, it's amazing. There's some nice meeting rooms. Really a great spot to check out. It's what a library should be.
Yes, we're so happy with the renovations, especially those new murals. They're just beautiful. Like Rosemary and Sarah did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Adds a lot of life to it. And so we want to talk about your new cookbook club. So what's going on with that?
So I was tasked with coming up with a new program for the library because our programming kind of died off because of reasons.
That
Um,
shall not be
and
named.
so, exactly. And so we needed to come up with some new things to draw people back in because we had halted all of our programs. And so I thought we should do a cookbook club. Other libraries have done cookbook clubs and they have been wildly successful. And I thought it sounded like a great way to bring the community together because who doesn't love food?
Exactly.
Yeah. Um, and so the idea was that I would pick out a cookbook and advertise it at the library as our new program. And then people would get together on a certain date after having read through the cookbook and made all the recipes they wanted. And then we would all come in with our favorite food from the recipe book and have a nice little potluck feast and talk about the book and what we liked and what we didn't like.
Well, that sounds awesome. And think about cookbooks. It's funny that there are good cookbooks and bad cookbooks. It is kind of surprising. You would think it's a recipe. How can it be? But it's the way it's presented, the way they were written, the way they're described, and also kind of letting you know what's going to happen when you follow these
Yeah.
ingredients.
Yeah, definitely ease of following, explaining why you're doing things the way you are,
Yep.
and also like, is the food any good at the end?
That is kind of an important part of that. So, how
Yeah.
does somebody get involved with the cookbook club?
It's really easy. All you need to do is pick up a copy of our current book, which is Cravings Hungry for More by Chrissy Teigen. Um, and you don't even have to pick it up at the Pope Memorial Library if you are so inclined not to come in. Um, like if we have a person from Effingham, and unfortunately, we can't give Effingham free library cards
Yeah.
because it's just a bit too far. Um, but that hasn't stopped this person from coming to our meetings and enjoying it. They just go out and get the book on their own.
Nice.
However, if you are a part of the Mount Washington Valley community, you are more than welcome to come into the library. We have dozens of this cookbook ready to be checked out. So,
Well, that's like a baker's dozen.
yeah.
Well, that sounds awesome. Now, I imagine too that you have other cookbooks there at the library.
Oh, absolutely. We have all kinds of cookbooks. And because we've been advertising this club, we've really upped how many cookbooks we have. So our brand new selection is fantastic.
Well, that's great. And the Chrissy Teigen cookbook, is it a good one?
I like it so far. My understanding is that Chrissy Teigen is kind of controversial. People have opinions on her.
Right.
Um, but overall, I think the food is really delicious. I think that it's food for people who aren't that interested in like the making of the food, more so the eating of the food, because it doesn't take very long. They all have very simple ingredients that you would probably already have. Like of the 3 recipes that I've made out of this cookbook now, I've needed to buy 2 ingredients.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
so
don't have to hunt for wild saffron, in the
exactly.
wilds of Madagascar or something like
Yeah.
that. So that's
Yep. It's just stuff everyone already has in their kitchen, which is really convenient.
well, that sounds great. So when does the Cookbook Club meet, or how do you meet?
So it is a bi-monthly meeting, which means that every other month we get together with the new cookbook. And so we just had our previous meeting, which means that this meeting will be on April 20th at 11:30 a.m. for anyone wanting to go. It'll be at the Pope Memorial Library.
Well, that sounds very cool. And so they can go to the library, find out more information. If they have any questions, check out the book and check out the other library books that are there.
Yes, exactly. Yep. We have all that information on our website, popelibrarynh.org, or you'd be welcome to stop in, peruse our cookbook section, or just ask us more about any of our programs.
That sounds great. Well, Haley, it's been nice chatting with you this morning.
Yes.
And
nice with you too.
enjoy all things going on there at the Pope Memorial Library. And we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Haley Torrey there at the former North Conway Public Library, now the Pope Memorial Library, letting us know what is going there. We'll wave and say adieu to Haley. So that's a lot of fun. And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.